Hello, so Luke here, and today, finally, gonna be doing the GOTY 2024 list. You know, it's after the Oscars, day before my birthday, so like the new year's really started. I gotta get this out of my system. So, if you want to pause, here we have the list of all the GOTY noms. Just want to pause and take a look. But I'm gonna read them out loud. It's called GOTY 2024. It's what the fuck I do. Our noms are, for the GOTY, 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim, Alan Wake Remastered, Balatro, Bloodborne, Control, Cyberpunk 2077 plus the expansion, Final Fantasy 16, Ghost Trick Phantom Detective, Gran Turismo 7, God of War Ragnarok, Gunbrella, Helldivers 2, LA Noire, Lumines, Metaphor ReFantazio, Ollie Ollie World, Persona 3 Dancing in Moon Knight, Persona 3 Reload, Risk of Rain Returns, Slay the Princess, Street Fighter 6, Spider-Man Remastered, Tekken 8, The Plucky Squire, Vanquish, and finally WarioWare Twisted. I'm gonna go through this list of games, I'm gonna eliminate them one by one, and whatever one is left standing, game of the year. Simple as that. Yeah, the first cut I've had in mind for months, probably the absolute worst game I played this year, The Plucky Squire. It's the first one. Fucking I've been preying on this one for a while. The hardest thing with The Plucky Squire was that um there's a reading of the game where a lot of the flaws excuse themselves because it's a game about a children's book. So because it's about a children's book, it has like I'm thinking like, okay, it has fundamental game design mechanics, how a children's book is simple. The game is simple, but game didn't advertise itself as a simple game. You were coming out the page, moving objects. The way it was advertised, it made it look like it'd be way more creative than it ended up being. But the game is about being creative and making like not bad art, but art no one cares about, like a child's art. It's like making art for art's sake, but it was a bad game, and I think there was a reason it went on Game Pass day one. I think it's because everyone, once they played it, realized it sucked. I can't believe I made it to the end. It honestly burnt me out on games for a while, for like a couple weeks. I was just so pissed. I just wasted an afternoon with the Plucky Squire. So yeah, that's the fucking first one to go. Let's see, second pick. It's hard because all the games are good. Now all the games are pretty good. After this next one. This next one's okay, but after this next one, all the games are like super good. But it's my fucking list. It's my GOTY, so I'm gonna tell it how it is. The next game is Gunbrella. This was a platformer and it's got a cool vibe and aesthetic, but I really just got lost and couldn't figure out how to get the hang of things. I spent a lot of time with it, but the worst thing that can happen to me in a Metroidvania is I get lost and there's not enough for me to explore, and I couldn't look up a guide, and like I was just tired of the game, and it's pretty good. It's like yeah, it's good. It's a good platformer, but there are probably better ones. But it has a cool vibe, cool autumn vibe if you're into that. But it was just okay, just a very okay game. All right, going up the list. Oh my god. Spider-Man Remastered. So this is a PS5 remake of that first Spider-Man game in 2018. I mean, it's good. I mean, superheroes aren't like my thing, but like some of the superhero games are good. Spider-Man 2 was good. I played that last year. I don't know where that ended up in last year's GOTY. Can go back and look. Um, but yeah, Spider-Man Remastered was a vibe for sure. But yeah, it just didn't really hit me as probably like it hit many other people. And my first Spider-Man game was the Miles Morales one. And I feel like that one was really like about something more than just telling a comic book story. Like I'm sure comic book stories are about something, but I feel like Miles Morales really got through to like something core, fundamental about just like having to work hard when you just want to take a break. Because Miles is just on winter break, but he has to work so freaking hard. It's like taking up a mantle. Um, and that felt separate from all this comic book nonsense in the other games. So that's probably why that one's my favorite. And that had like the perfect amount. It was like faster than this game, the swinging. We still had cooler powers. I mean, this game was just like fine. It was just like a good open world game, time passer, to twiddle my thumbs with while I watched Game of Thrones. So yeah, at the I'll show you how I'm writing it. I'm writing it like bottom to top. So we have the bottom games here, and then at the top will be our GOTY winner. So yeah, getting out third, Spider-Man Remastered. Honestly, did not stand a chance, in my opinion. I knew it wouldn't. Let's see here. Now every game is good. Now I'm going to start making bad picks. Yeah, alright. Okay. I'm going to take out... this isn't that bad a game, but... there's a lot here. I'm not really saying anything about it right now because I don't really know. Right now I'm between... Oh... You know what? Fourth up, we're going to do Slay the Princess, the pristine cut. Not that this was like the worst game. I spent a short amount of time with it. I like shorter games. I know it was a good playthrough, but like I played it the way I watch a horror movie. You know, I played it like one night in bed. Got an ending. It was kind of like, oh, okay, that was neat. I did wait a long time for this game to come to consoles, and because the pristine cut gets stuff, and it did do interesting stuff, but like, you know, it didn't hit an emotional core. I was just like, oh, it's cool. It's a cool game. Nothing wrong with that. Probably the first game I'd like recommend to a friend on this list. Everything else is like, everything else after this point gets the Luke stamp of approval. These games coming up, very valid. And because the Pristine Cut's a remake of an old indie game, I'm gonna follow it up with another remake of an old indie game that came out this year, Risk of Rain Returns. Risk of Rain Returns was really good, like really good. I didn't play it that much because I played the first one enough. But the time I spent with Risk of Rain Returns, it's like so amazing, like just an amazing, well-crafted game. No complaints, no notes on Risk of Rain Returns. And then now we're kind of getting in like the mid of this, so I'm probably just gonna keep cutting really brutally until we get to the good ones coming up. So next, I got WarioWare Twisted. Wow. Yeah, the Game Boy emulators came to iPhone this year, which was crazy. Just straight onto the App Store. More than Game Boy emulators, a ton of stuff. And I thought I'd play more games than I did with it, but I don't really like spending that much time on my phone. And I don't really like playing too many games at one time, or even having that many games. I downloaded like a bunch of emulators and just didn't play them. Many such cases, but this was like the last WarioWare game, one of the last few that I like need to play. I still need to play like a couple of the console ones, but I think I've played every handheld WarioWare after this, and this one was fine. You know, the tilt controls were kind of frustrating with some of the games, but like, you know, if you just want a good WarioWare afternoon, great, great way to pass the time. No notes. Alright, next I'm gonna put Persona 3 Dancing in Moon Knight. Like the superhero. Like the Marvel Rivals character. I mean, yeah, it's a Persona dancing game. I didn't really play it before because I really had no context for 3, but then the remake came out early 2024. I played it. Um, yeah, and then because of that, I played the dancing game. And the dancing game's good, you know. Those two games after Persona 4 dancing game are just like weird. If you've played the fourth game, like the controls are just weird. It's trying to do too much. But the costumes are funny and the music's good. And what else? What else do you really want from your Persona dancing game? And then next up, for sure, the perfect place for this one to go, Ollie World. So, the first Ollie I played like years ago on the 3DS eShop. That was like an eShop baby. That game. And I was like, eh. I didn't really like it. I couldn't get the controls. The pixel graphics were weird. But, um, yeah, Ollie World knocked it out of the park. Just like what a fun skateboarding platformer. Like it finally all came together. Um, art style change, like one of the like few not few times, but like I love when an indie game is able to make the jump to like pixels to 3D graphics. We're seeing that a lot more now. More 3D graphic-y indie games. And I think that's good. I think that's just good. I think that's cool. I think the more we put the more games we have that are like, because pixel graphics are good, like they're fine, but like the more we normalize, like just chill 3D. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm saying. It just looks like Adventure Time. It's like 3D Adventure Time skateboarding. Nothing else looks like it, but it looks so normal and chill. Oh, the world's great. Just like you play it in your bed, like before work or something. It's so chill. Mm-hmm. So I got like oh damn. It's gonna get sticky. Alright. Alright, now it's getting sticky. Alright. Like the next 5 picks, I feel like could be interchangeable, depending on when you asked me in the year to put them down. So don't get mad. Don't get mad at these next 5. After Ollie World, I got damn. I think I got Helldivers 2. Like the thing about Helldivers 2 is that like you play for the first time, you think it's like a really special, unique game, which it is, but like it isn't. Like it's pretty normal. It's just shooting waves of monsters with your friends. Not that it's bad. It's just that we're now so starved of good co-op games. Like it's we kind of don't really have that that type beat anymore. So that's the thing with Helldivers, and like the shooting and weapon stuff is cool, but like the in-game rewards could be better. Like it could be. I feel like it could have been a much fuller game. I feel like it could have had, not that it needs a story, but it could have more progression. Like if you're gonna have like the old Plants vs Zombies games, like those had so much like single player. It was a multiplayer only game, but it had so much unlocked, so many costumes and weapons and stuff for all this stuff in Helldivers to be battle passes. It's like the fuck, like give me the weapons I want and let me play your game longer because I got the full battle pass and now I'm just like, what now? You know, and I know updates have come out. I haven't really played it since, but you know, better multiplayer games have come out since Helldivers. Crazy. So, you know, 2025, right now I'm playing Marvel Rivals Monster Hunter. It's kind of hard to see where Helldivers fits in. And also there's the Warhammer game, and, you know, the Warhammer game, that shit's Warhammer, that's just cool. But Helldivers had its moment, you know. I don't not enjoy my time with it, and it's still cool, but, guys, like, come on, it was early on in the year, it was like February. We get kind of starved in February, January. We do things that we look back later on in the year, we're like, damn. Helldivers is one of those. Helldivers is a damn. Alright. Now after that, I want to do... Yeah, this sucks, because this is like such a good game to people, but it like, and I think it's such a good game, but it's just, again, one of those things where it's like, everything I like, but like, it's just not my personal, it is my personal taste, but it's God of War, Ragnarok. It's just more of the first God of War, but better. And not that, like, it was a fun cinematic ride, but like, it wasn't anything new to me. It didn't push me to like, to new heights as like a person and make me think that hard. It was just like a very cool game. It was a cool game, cool ass game that's super fun, like a good game. It's God of War Ragnarok. Like, yeah, I don't have strong thoughts. Like, play it. It's fucking awesome. Like, it's so crazy good. That's really it. Alright. Okay. Now I'm gonna do... Oh, it's all coming together. It's all coming together. Okay. Gonna do... Ghost Trick Phantom Detective remake. It's a remake of an old DS game published by Capcom, made by the creator of Ace Attorney. It's like a visual novel, mystery game, puzzle box game, and I just got really into like detective books and detective writing. Last year, 2024, I took like a crime cinema class, and that really like opened my eyes to like detective stories and what they really try to say. And honestly, like Ghost Trick was like cool. Ghost Trick was really cool. You jump around and it's good and like mess with things and it never got too hard, and just sit down and like play a chapter on a summer day. Like it really felt reading a book, but it felt like something. And it has good characters, like great environment. Like the remake, oh my god, the remake has like the most like pretty like 3D models like ever. Everything just moves so nice, and yeah, the story's actually good. The story's pretty good. The story's like a pretty good detective story. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty awesome. Okay. Okay. Now I'm gonna do Vanquish. Vanquish is a like a third-person sci-fi shooter made by like, Shinji Mikami, Resident Evil guy, and it's fucking awesome. And the more you play it, the like better it gets. But I just did one campaign run through. I didn't go back to the score attack mode. I know people say it changes the game. I just wanted to shoot stuff. I just wanted to shoot stuff, look at cool space stuff, and feel like a badass. And it helped me do that. Like, no notes. No notes. Like, I just wanted to feel cool, play a cool game that's short, and kill aliens and just have cool cutscenes. And it was. It was all that. It was all that and more. It was fucking badass. So yeah, there's Vanquish. Okay, now at this point, we definitely are in like the the really good games. Like all these games are like really. All these games are sorry, fucking movement. All these games are like really really good, and yeah, these are the best of the year right now. Coming up are like the ones that really made a difference, like the mainstays, the ones I'll remember. So to kick it off, yeah, I'm gonna cut Street Fighter 6 first. So, like, Street Fighter 6 is good and fun. Kind of sucks though that Tekken 8 came out because now I don't play Street Fighter, and like it's a good Street Fighter, but I'm not one to like give the in-depth criticism on it. I just like playing it with my bros and the cool characters, and the I don't really like the open world story mode. It kind of didn't make sense. I just wish it was like a big arcade mode or like a Tekken 8 story mode. Like, kind of sucks it had to ship with an open world. Kind of just sucked. But I like it. Yeah, Street Fighter 6 is good. Not like my favorite, but not the best fighting game that came out this year. Let's see. Let's see. All right. Okay, now that I eliminated Street Fighter 6, let me read out what we have left. So, these are the big ones. Like Street Fighter 6, probably the last of the mid. Like we're getting into the upper echelon here. Alright, so the games remaining: 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim, Alan Wake Remastered, Balatro, Bloodborne Control, Cyberpunk, Final Fantasy 16, Gran Turismo 7, LA Noir, Lumines, Metaphor ReFantazio, Persona 3 Reload, and Tekken 8. Oh damn, like, oh my god, fuck. Fuck. Oh, okay, the real ones know the real GOTY starts now. Oh my god. Holy crap. Holy crap. Oh, the next 3 cuts are big. Next 3 cuts are huge. Fuck. Okay. Alright, my next cut. I hate to say that. Oh, fuck. No, oh my god, it shouldn't be. Okay, okay. Before I cut anything, I have to say all these games have made me see God in a different way. Like there's truly like peak to be found within all of these, even if you play them for like a little bit. Oh, which is why I'm gonna cut. Oh, I'm gonna cut Balatro first. I'm gonna cut Balatro first. Oh my god. Okay, like I get the hype. I was there, like, and to be there to watch Balatro go down, it was like awesome, and it's made me a better poker player, genuinely. But it's the same thing. It's the same screens. Like once the hype wears off, like I'm not going for gold stake. I was just playing for kicks. I can't keep going with Balatro, and that's tough. But like, 'tis the life of a roguelike. Sometimes you play him for 9 hours. Sometimes you play him for 300. Just depends on what clicks with you. But you know, to all the success in the world, Balatro, like damn, we fucking did it. The indie darling of the year actually deserved it this year, in my opinion. There are a couple indie darlings that didn't deserve it. But for Bellator to be the indie darling, good. Good, good, good. Good timeline. Okay. Okay, next I'm gonna cut. Oh god, this is so tough. This is actually so tough. Oh, dude, I'm getting scared. I'm getting scared. Okay. My next cut is gonna be Lumines. Lumines is like a short, not a short game. It is a puzzle game synced to music. And oh my god, you want to talk about games that will like eat away time? This one. This is a game that will just like eat up hours. The music is so good. The visuals are amazing. Like you just feel like a god when you're in the zone playing it. And it's crazy how much like you can develop the skill to play it to where you're just going crazy. And I'll never forget, I had like 40 minutes before I had to go out one like Friday, Saturday night, and I was like just like already ready. I wasn't doing anything all day. I was just like super anxious to get the time to pass. I played Lumines and I was almost late. I played Lumines. I was literally almost late to leave the house, and it was one game. One like 40-minute long crazy Lumines game. It was the best. It was the best. So, you know, that is like really important to me, to have a game that can just eat up time and get you like completely out of like a headspace. Love it. Just good puzzle gaming. GPG, good puzzle gaming. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Next, I'm gonna cut Alan Wake Remastered. You know, like, so if you don't know the Remedy, like, Remedy is developer. They did Alan Wake Control, Alan Wake 2, the Max Payne 1 and 2, um, Quantum Break. They just make crazy games, and I've always known there was like a Remedy verse of like all the games are connected, and I knew Alan Wake 2 was like a crazy, like almost like AAA kind of game. Like no one's really doing what they're doing, so I kind of wanted to like know what's up. But I realized Alan Wake and Control are short games, and they're not like hard games either. They're not meant to be hard. Like games aren't meant to be unapproachable. Like Alan Wake is just such a funny, fun, like arcade survival horror experience. And like the combat's smooth and shooty and punchy, and it's like, you know, as like someone who like likes to write, I won't say as a writer, but I like to write, I like to make stuff. And like, you know, the like consensus of these Remedy games being about like creativity and like our creations and like how we make those and how those impact our lives. Like that like means something. So there's a lot of layers to Alan Wake 1 as well. You can really like look into it. They're really bookish games, these Remedy games, despite being like a really fun action game as well. Like just a straight up fun action game. Like, and I love Alan Wake. He's so funny. He's so funny. So yeah, Alan Wake Remastered. Okay, it's time. This game's good. It's a good game. I think my emotions are clouding my judgment on it a lot. Like really bad. But I think it needs to be cut now. It's Persona 3 Reload. I guess everyone has their one Persona game. I don't know how you pick it, but this is the first one I finished. I played a lot of 5, didn't finish it. Played like half of 4, didn't finish it. I finished this one, and like, I don't know. I graduated college this year. I played the game in like my last semester, finished it like the first month I was out of school. Like, and then I went to community college this past year. And like, I was like, my community college colors were like blue, kind of looking like Persona 3. So I was listening to the soundtrack, and just like, really just like makes you think. Like, these Persona games like are about friendship, of course. Like, it's like all anime is, but like I think these games really get um just really get those times in your life when, yeah, you're just hanging out. Like, and I really like the fact that this game took place over like a full year. And I like the fact that the ending. I thought the ending was really good this one. Like, that's what should happen. And in life, those years where you're with your friends just hanging out, they, doesn't really last, and it's kind of gone forever, like a death. So I kind of liked it. And it's just like the vibiest Persona game, in my opinion. Like, I just love the seaside, beach town aspect. I think the soundtrack's the best one in the series. I like, oh my god, the cast is actually good. I like the Persona 5 cast sucks. I don't know what happened there, but oh my god, this cast is so much better in every way. And the combat's pretty good. Combat's good, combat's fun, and yeah, I mean, it's Persona. If you know, you know. But yeah, it's probably my favorite one out of like 3, 4, 5. Probably the 3 remakes, probably my favorite Persona. Um, yeah. Best Atlas game that came out this year? Who knows? I didn't play SMT5. You could have played Atlas all year. You could have done Persona in the winter. In like the early 2024, you could have done that. January, February, play Persona. Then you could have played SMT5 Vengeance all summer. Came out in June, and then just in time for Metaphor in the fall. Could have had a year of Atlas. Had like half a year of Atlas. I'm done with Atlas until Persona 6 comes out. Or yeah, it's got to be next Persona 6. Alrighty. Dang. Okay, I didn't eulogize Alan Wake enough. Alan Wake was the 11th pick of the GOTY. So Alan Wake joins some other great games with the oh, you just didn't make it, buddy. 11th pick. So Persona 3 Reload was 10. Damn, I should have made this more dramatic. So, 1, 2. Okay. At 11, we got Alan Wake Remastered. 10, P3 Reload. Get ready, bitches. Top 10 games of 2024 is being made right now. I'm literally crafting it right now. Even though some of these games didn't come out in 2024, like, no critic's gonna have this list. No critic. They won't get paid if they made this list. I just got a crazy text. Okay. So, what we have left now: 13 Sentinels, Bloodborne, Control, Cyberpunk, FF16, GT7, LA Noir, and Metaphor, and Tekken 8. And you know what? I'm just gonna put these games next to each other just so they're buds and they're not fighting. I'm gonna do Metaphor. The number 8 GOTY spot of the year. We're gonna do Metaphor. Re Fantasio. Okay, so my thing with this game is that what I liked most about it was how it included travel into the game, like camping and traveling and going places and like studying history and doing stuff. And like this fall, I got really into travelogue reading, travelogue writing. I read Neither Here Nor There, Travels in Europe by Bill Bryson this summer. And then this fall, around when Metaphor came out, I was reading On the Road by Jack Kerouac. And so I was like, road trip. And I just did a road trip to Baltimore to see some friends, and I did one this summer to West Virginia. So I was really just like in a traveling headspace, and this game hit the perfect time. The weather was really nice. It was fall, like truly like right before the election too. So it was like kind of like cool election vibes. Also in the game, it was a good time. It was a good time, that fall, October. It's always a good time until after Halloween. But Metaphor hit different. Like, it really hit different. It just kind of sucks the last third of the game is not as strong as the first two. Like, those first 2/3 of Metaphor are so good. Once it gets to the ice dragon fight, it's just cooked. Like, it just gets so cooked, sadly. But yeah, number 8, Metaphor, Refantasio. Out of all the GOTY noms, no, I think Astrobot deserved the GOTY. I played Astrobot. Not going to be on this GOTY, probably next year's, but that Astrobot game was good. Astrobot game was real good. Really good. At number 7, yeah, it's Control. So, Control is like a different game by Remedy, but it's an action third-person shooter, and what I liked about it is that light Metroidvania elements. You never got lost, you never knew where to go, but you were inside a building the whole time. And it was that building, being in the building, and all like the supernatural sci-fi stuff that I just loved about this game. I just devoured it. Because I was reading this book series, the Southern Reach trilogy, and that's very like modern, postmodern sci-fi. And like if you watch the movie Annihilation, it's like based off the first book. Like this game is just like the Southern Reach novels, the game. Which like I don't know if there's a through line there. There might be. Those novels were around when this came out, but like so good. Like the way this game just used visual effects, I think, was the most impressive thing to me because it makes everything blurry and smoky and multicolored. So when you're shooting and like you're shooting stuff and like everything is crumbling and like falling around you and like blowing up, even though the shooting is just probably as good as Alan Wake, like it's definitely better, but it's not anything more different. But the feel of the action is just like so good. Like there's no other game like it. And like I never read like lore or codex entries in a game, but this one was good. Like they're all short, so easily pop up and readable. Like it's like modern language. It's not like old timey Witcher language. Like just a very good just like big thick birthday cake of a game. Like you can just sit there and it's so good. Just eat the whole thing. Just a very good game. Just so good. Lot to chew on. Like it's a good game, lot to chew on. And you finish it and you think, what can I say? Okay. Number 6, game of the year, Cyberpunk. Plus the expansion. This one's tough because, God, when I played it, I just really needed it. Cyberpunk. It was like winter. The expansion had come out like last October. It was January 2024. And like I play open world games, but when an open world game can get me to like really role play myself and imagine outside the game myself in the world, just using the abilities, hanging out, like making my own lore, my own stories. Yeah, it's good. Like, Cyberpunk is just such a good open world game. The abilities are awesome. The guns are awesome. Like, you can just have such a good time now in that game, and it looks so good. Like, oh my god, I'm so happy I upgraded to a PS5. It just looks so beautiful sometimes, these new games. Like, and that's all I can say about Cyberpunk. Like, yeah, they did it. It's good now. Probably one of the best open world games. 9 out of 10, probably. But that brings us to the top 5. Um, okay. With this top 5, genuinely, these games have changed like my life in the smallest ways, and like how I view some parts of my life, and like how meaningful they are. I'll probably talk about them more when they come up, but like these top 5 are like the true. I'm very, very proud of this top 5 I cooked here. Like, because these truly are the games that I've like taken in with me and like internalized their lessons and like what they teach. It's just hard to put it in 5. I don't know. I think I think this is good. I think I got it. Number 5, Gran Turismo 7. Been like a casual racing game fan. I've really liked the Forza Horizon games on Xbox, but I never really got like into them on PlayStation. And like Need for Speed sucks. Like Need for Speed was like the racing game for me as a kid, but now there's like nothing, and there aren't like any good like arcade, not arcade racing games, like chill racing games. Like I thought it was only Forza. Was I till like I like met these car people at my new job that I started working, and I was like, okay, I really kind of want to learn something. And for some reason, I just like saw Gran Turismo on the store, and I was like, fuck it, I'll buy it. Like it's gonna be worth. I paid for a full price. Like it's gonna be worth the full price I pay. Like it's a crazy game, but when you really play it, like it's just so awesome how simulated it is and how you can really learn about driving. Like I drive different now. I take turns different. I look at my car different. When I talk about games like changing you and like internalizing them, like simulators like these really can teach you like a skill. And it's just cool that like my Gran Turismo, I have like all these cool cars now that I can drive, and the interiors, like oh my god, just like looking at them, like it's just like the driving sim. Like these are what games should be. Games should be made to simulate shit we can't do in the real world. Like drive around these awesome racetracks with these great graphics and these cool cars that we can like tweak and do anything with. Like, and it's so accessible. Like that was the crazy thing for me. Like I just go in and chill and race, but you can get as deep as you want. Like the skill ceiling in it is just so incredible, and I never really kind of knew like it existed. Like I knew racing games were good, but I never really got the next level of racing games, and I still don't. But like now that it's not just Forza Horizon or Need for Speed, now that I play Gran Turismo and I can like see the levels to it right in front of me, it just makes me appreciate racing in cars and everything so much more. Like if you're not a car guy, watch the intro to Gran Turismo 7 and tell me you're not like a car guy after that, or you don't get it after that. And then it's just fun. And then it's just having fun. Like it's just one of those you just have fun. So yeah, Gran Turismo 7. I really liked it. I loved it. Changed like I really can get a car. Like I got cars before, but now I'm like, oh. And like now if you play Gran Turismo, you just go to a party, talk to guys like, hey, you know cars? It's like, yeah, I know a thing or two. Just chat them up a bit. All from what? Just playing Gran Turismo. You're like the coolest guy in the room. Bro. It's cheat code. Real life cheat code. Some of these games coming up. If you want to learn something, play these games. Real life cheat code. Okay. GT7. Okay. At number 5, we got GT7. Number 4, Final Fantasy 16, baby. This was probably the game I got a PlayStation 4. I remember watching the trailer for it in my friend's basement before it was even out. Like, during the first State of Play it came out, we were just watching the State of Play, and I was like, looking at it like, damn. I saw the icon fights, I saw the big titans, I was like, damn, I'm gonna need a PS5. And the thing with like Final Fantasy, and like this is what gets me about like big JRPGs, is that they're the games I imagined that would like blow my mind as a kid. Like if you showed me as a kid Final Fantasy 16, like yeah, it's the final frontier of games. We got big titan fights, big action combat, collecting abilities, killing stuff. You're a cool guy. Game looks fucking beautiful. Like, oh my god, it's probably the prettiest game I've played all year. Like, it's just incredible. And like, it's so dumb. You're playing it, you're like, I don't even know if this is good half the time. But then you finish it and it's like, oh my god, I can't stop thinking about it. I can't stop like imagining it. Like, it really is, in my opinion, like a landmark game, like a landmark RPG, FF16. It's the first time video games have like tried to like achieve um a level of mainstream action popularity is like a Mission Impossible kind of. It is. That's how I keep thinking. It's Final Fantasy 16 is like gaming, is like Mission Impossible, or gaming is like Top Gun Maverick right now. And like, yeah, you can criticize. It's like one of those things. Like, yeah, you can criticize Top Gun Maverick all you want. Yeah, it's U.S. propaganda, but like, holy crap, when you're playing it and you're in that bitch, like, oh my god, it just feels so good, and it's just so gamey. Like, it's just so perfectly gamey, and like, I don't know. And after Final Fantasy Remake, like, we may not get games this scale again from Square. Like, it just keeps getting harder and harder to do, and I don't know if Square can keep making these like mega impressive games. That's more a thing about Final Fantasy Rebirth than 16, but yeah, 16 is truly a marvel. Like, it's pretty awesome, really awesome. So yeah, FF16 number 4, or no, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, Gran Turismo 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's FF16 at 5, Gran Turismo 7 at 6. Damn, that sucks. I don't think it takes away anything I said, or I mean, it's just a number, it's just a placement. What do I know? Just a guy from Philly. What do I know about where Gran Turismo should place in the GOTY? Okay, so all we have left: Tekken 8, LA Noire, Bloodborne, 13 Sentinels. Yeah, okay. LA Noire. Like, there's just so much in LA Noire that I feel like is gonna be talked about probably by Tim Rogers, because I played this game because Tim Rogers said his next video is gonna be LA Noire, and so I was like, I might as well catch up. But playing it and like seeing what it's doing, or what it did so long ago, it's very like the future-y. Like, just rendering faces to where you have to tell they're lying. That's a very new gameplay thing that hasn't happened still. Like, being able to read people, like, lies and deception. Like, the best video game ever would be Succession, the game. It would be reading people in AI, not knowing what to do, trying to make your own, like, comments in an while navigating, like, an interpersonal relationship, and, like, fully develop that, you know? So, I don't know, it kind of has that. there's kind of like crazy glimpses of the future in there that we play, and like the detective story is a universal story. Like it's gonna keep going for probably the rest of time. And but there's so many readings, so we can also read at the police level. Like, what's L.A. Noir have to say about police brutality, like corruption, and stuff. Like, and it's made so cinematically. Like, no one does it like Rockstar. Like, if you cannot agree with that, like, play more Rockstar games because no one can do it like them. And L.A. Noir is probably my favorite out of all the Rockstar games. Like, I love Red Dead 2. Red Dead 2 is a marvel, but I really think like all of Rockstar's like storytelling, good storytelling, like going forward into the 2010s, 2020s, if GTA 6 is good, came from LA Noir, because there's just so much, like from detective novels, detective movies, Hollywood, like modern society that they were cramming in this game, and it's just so smart. It's smarter than even I think right now, like playing it. It's just such a smart game. I love it. So that's LA Noir number 4. Top 3. Number 3, Tekken 8. Like, if you play Tekken 8, you know. Like, it's just that good. The best thing about Tekken 8 for me is that it actually taught me martial arts and fighting styles. So I'm having it on the character select screen. I look it up, look at the cool moves. And then all of a sudden I start boxing. Like, I start taking what they're saying in Tekken serious about, like, fighting, you know, breaking chains, overcoming, like, yourself. And, like, I picked up boxing. Like, I was playing Tekken 8. It was like a miracle. Like, I was playing Tekken 8. I was like, fuck, boxing seems cool. And, like, I can do it at home. And there are those fitness boxing games on the Switch. I downloaded a demo for one of those. I was like, dang, I can really do this. And then my neighbors leave, like, a stand-up boxing bag out in the trash. I'm like, it's over. Game over. So I actually picked up boxing. Like, I know a thing or two. It's like one of my favorite workouts to do now. It's all because of Tekken 8. It's a game with a bunch of cool characters. The story mode's fucking amazing. Clive's in it now. Like, just one of the coolest games, like, probably ever made. Tekken 8. I just, so much good times with that this year. Definitely. Someone should have given it GOTY. Like, and you know what? You know what? Okay, it's a 2024 game that made it the longest. Tekken 8 2024 actual this year 2024 game of the year. No other place has fucking said it. No other publication. I am right goddamn here. Tekken 8 GOTY 2024. But we still got 2 more picks. Bloodborne, 13 Sentinels. I'm gonna go with Bloodborne. Bloodborne it too. Like, I finished Elden Ring, and then I didn't play a FromSoft game. I want to play Dark Souls 1, but that's like kind of, I just beat that recently, and like, I need something newer, but Sekiro wasn't it, and I want to play Dark Souls 3, so Bloodborne is kind of like the perfect next game if your first game was Elden Ring, because it is smaller, but has that Elden Ring pace, but it's like a new world, so you can get back into the new world, and like, oh my god, what can I say about Bloodborne that hasn't already been said? It's just like the coolest game ever made. Probably one of the best video games of all time. Like, there's Ocarina of Time, Bloodborne, Disco, Elden Ring. Like, Bloodborne is one of the best games ever made. But an even better one, 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. 2024 GOTY. And this one I actually do want to talk about for a bit. So yeah, finish the GOTY list. 13 Sentinels is your champion. I'm just gonna close this book now and talk about it for a sec. 13 Sentinels I played this summer. during period of unemployment. I just graduated college. I was trying to figure out, just, find a job, what to do. But it was summertime, so I was kind of just taking it easy. I wasn't really looking for a job. I kind of had stopped putting as much pressure on myself. Um, this was like July-ish, after July 4th. I decided to relax, just take a load off. It'll work itself out, you know. So during that time, I'd like watched a video from a YouTuber about Vanillaware games. It was the K-Bash video about Vanillaware games, and I was like, oh, I bought 13 Sentinels a while ago. Like, I'd heard about it, I heard it was good. I bought it on my Switch, like, my junior year of college. But I played it for 10 minutes and knew that I couldn't give it the time it deserved. Um, which is crazy. Which was crazy that I bought it and came back now, because the game... I'm glad I waited, though, because the game deals with a lot of themes of... I'm not going to spoil it too much, because it's one of those... Okay. 13 Sentinels is a sci-fi strategy visual novel adventure game where you play as 13 protagonists and you slowly unlock their stories, and all their stories like are happening at the same time. You just learn the plot through playing the game. But the way it unfolds and the way it's presented, in my opinion, are the strongest aspects of the game, because this is one of those games where presentation really, I think, conveys the themes better than anything. And you feel the themes. Like, you really feel the themes of this game more than, like, you read them or, like, play, like, act, like, kill them, like, the action verbs of the game. No, you, like, feel them through the presentation, through the art, because the whole game looks like a manga, which is weird to say, but in action is literally like one of the most beautiful games I've ever played. And I played on my Switch. Played on the Switch, mostly handheld mode. But I've just gotten really into sci-fi the past like year, I'd say. Just in a way that's like, because we live in such a futuristic age now, in a way that's like, some of the stuff in these sci-fi novels is real now, and it's closer than ever. And, I like get sci-fi as like a way to like cope with like the modern world, and I think this game did a like insane job at sending you those feelings. And yeah, just the presentation and the music, easily probably like the best video game soundtrack I've ever like listened to. Probably a top tenner for sure, like a all-timer soundtrack. And the gameplay is good. Like, it's just one of those games. I cannot spoil it. Everyone will tell you they cannot spoil it. It's not about the spoilers. It's not about the actual plot of the story. It's not about the gameplay. It's about how you go through it. It's one of those games where it's like, I'm probably never going to replay it because it's about the journey, just like the fondest memories for me, a summer afternoon. Like, I've heard this is the perfect afternoon game, but now that it's the warmer weather, like, just sitting down, like, just being like, I'll do one person's story, just getting through it, or sitting down doing missions. Like, it was really a game that wanted me to sit down and be in it, no matter where I was at. And I just really appreciated it, and, like, I don't know, it just really took over me, like, in a way I never expected. Like, it really made me look at the world in a different way, and think about, like, my friends in a different way, and, like, think about sci-fi and like media and art in like a different way. And like when you look into the story of the studio and like how they've never really been profitable, like it's never been a profitable operation. Vanillaware, like these game devs probably aren't living in fucking mansions and Hollywood style houses. Like they're doing this for the love of the game and everything. And I'm just glad I got to support them and purchase this game and play it. It's like special. It's a really special game. But yeah, play it. Play it. I loved it. I like listening to the soundtrack. I like listening to the visual novel part soundtracks like during my day to day. Like I love a game that has good relaxing music, and oh my god, this music's the best. And also it's about like childhood, like kids in childhood coming into adulthood, and I graduated college and I'm left behind some friends and shit, and like I don't know if I played it in college I would have like gotten what I got out of it now, because I played it that summer on like the precipice of everything. And like, it was just a really comforting game at the time. Like I really love it. So yeah, the Luke Oziak 2024 GOTY. That's what the fuck I do. It's 13 Sentinels Aegis Ring. Real GOTY, Tekken 8. Tell all your friends, tell all the critics, real 2024 GOTY was Tekken 8. No one's gonna say it though. Not even the fighting game community is gonna say it because they hate Tekken 8 for some reason. But Tekken 8 2024 GOTY. I think it's time for the bonus round though. Bonus round, super awesome GOTY of all time. We take the winners of last year, and oh shit. Okay. Quick shout outs, quick GOTY shout outs that I didn't put on the list that I should have shout out. Fitness boxing. The fitness boxing games, and put them on the list. Another one of those like Gran Turismo, like one of those games where it's a game that you play it and it's fun, but you also learn something in real life. I use those games for my boxing workouts, so I can throw pretty decent punches. I like to think now because of those. But it was because of Tekken 8 mainly. I even like looked at those and even like wanted to do martial arts. Martial arts, it's just boxing. It's just at home boxing, but it makes you feel good. So that's a good game. Especially games as exercise. I'm really into like we could really like do something with that, but it's not where money can be made, so people aren't gonna like make games like that. But if we had like a full martial arts game, I think that'd be really cool. We're getting there. The end goal of all this is that we just have training sim rooms like in X-Men. I can just go in and punch stuff and level up. That's the end goal. But that's what the fitness boxing games represented to me. The Fist of the North Star 1, Fitness Boxing 3, I played. Those ones are good. I had another shout out. I had another quick game shout out. Elden Ring, Shadow of the Earth Tree. They did it again. I'm gonna keep doing it. Night Rain comes out in like 2 months. I'm so hyped. Like, FromSoft's best game. Will not come out in, or might be till 2030. We see FromSoft's best game. Like their best game. We'll see. We're already at 2025, and they've done. They had Elden Ring, Armored Core, Night Rain. Night Rain's kind of crazy if we think about it, because they're doing multiplayer and making the gameplay good. And who knows what they're gonna build on top of that. Okay. God, I'm gonna get my phone. I'll probably figure out what the GOTY winners were last year, just from looking at the list. Okay. Okay, so GOTY 2022, Disco Elysium, GOTY 2023, Armored Core, GOTY 2024, 13 Sentinels / Tekken 8. Armored Core it's kind of crazy that Armored Core was a game that came out and won the year it came out for me. That's kind of crazy. I think Disco Elysium's the winner. I still think Disco Elysium is better than 13 Sentinels and Tekken 8. It's kind of tough. Disco Elysium is still the GOTY all-time GOTY. If you play it in any year, it could win. Still. So yeah, until I play a game that's better than Disco Elysium is the GOTY of all years. You could play it in any year ever, and it would be the best game you played that year, probably. But play Armored Core and play 13 Sentinels, and just play games you like. You know, don't be like me. If you're playing a game and it sucks and it's short, just quit. Don't be like me and play the Plucky Squire. You know, I should have seen the writing on the wall with the Plucky Squire from the first 15 minutes, but I didn't. You know, so don't be an idiot. And keep reading. Read a book. Read a book every now and then. You'll play games differently if you read books. And read books about games. You know, there's a book, Everything to Play For, that I'm probably gonna read soon. Because I want to see how that works. Because about games of modern time, you know, I feel like I'll learn something. And you should want to learn something. You should always want to learn something. You should always want to play games too. Always want to be gaming. So yeah, keep reading, stay gaming.